they did was bring the nuke up and arm it. I'm going, I thought that would have been the last thing they was gonna do.
What, in your 8-inch howitzers in
Yeah.
68?
Yeah. M110, 8-inch.
So, these batteries, they allowed to have nuclear shells right, wow.
Right underneath us. We slept on them, and we had to have, you know, live guard duty, live ammo guard duty on them all the time.
Wouldn't it require at least a general or at least a 2-star to say load them up?
No.
You're saying a buck-ass private can say load it up.
You had to have a toplet. Well, we have a special SW, special weapons team.
Yeah.
They handle the nuclear war. But like me, I pulled guard duty on it because I had top secret clearance. You had to have a clearance.
Oh yes, of course.
Okay, so you know certain members of the unit had the secret clearances. But when we moved on into the field and set up when they were invading Czechoslovakia, everybody there can see what's pull the special weapons back up to the howitzer and bring out the warhead and arm it up on the howitzer. You know, there's no secret what they were doing.
And these guys, were there at least officers there?
Oh, there's officers, yeah. Captains.
Captains only? I mean, at least get a colonel out there.
Well, they didn't have to get, that's already pre-designated to use it on them if they come into West Germany.
So if they said, hey, they're invading, okay, load it in and fire it?
Well, they would be some upper division would have to give the order.
Right. Wow. Handling nuclear shells.
Yeah.
Huh.
And then they had Honest John rocket units that had nukes for those too. 1100 millimeter rockets, they were big rockets on a truck.
Yeah, I know, Honest John's, yes. I remember seeing pictures of them, several pictures.
Yeah, they had nukes. That was the 10th Artillery. They were down the road from us. They had nukes also. I never thought about the nuke thing. I was the battery armor, and right next to my arms room down in the basement was the room with the nukes right next door to me.
I wouldn't want to be in there. Especially on the border. Yeah, I knew some guys who was on the borders from East Germany and West Germany.
See, that was another thing. Czechoslovakia wasn't listening to the Russians. You know. So what did they do? They invaded them.
It's like what's happening now.
Yeah.
Well, which is not very successful.
Yeah. Well, it only took them a couple of days to roll over it when I was there, but Czechoslovakia had nothing to fight them with, so.
Yeah, or sticks and rocks don't usually do too well.
Yeah, they don't work too well.
Yeah. Especially against armor. I guess the Russians just call this a live fire exercise, what they would call that invasion in Czechoslovakia. And it's just a live fire invasion, you know, live fire exercise. Don't worry about it. They got trucks out there with people. Go ahead, target practice, no problem.
Way back then, this place was loaded with cancer victims from those bomb tests. You know, they were marching our troops out there, right through the stuff out there after they would fire them.
Oh yeah, yeah. I saw some documentaries about they would put those poor guys in the trenches and have one of the bombs would go off and it blows over them.
Yeah. One of those ones you see where it's going off, that's one of those nuclear rounds from a howitzer.
Yeah, yeah, the 8-inch howitzer.
Yeah.
Atomic Annie, they called it. I was like, I wouldn't want to be there. So, I wouldn't want to be there at all.
I think this next break.
Hopefully I'll be at home.
Hopefully I can get my dog to go outside. She's hating to go outside anymore.
Wow. Cold War is heating up. The Cold War is heating up again.
Well, they're not even going to come close to staying up with it. You see what's rolling off the assembly line up there at Palmdale now? B-21 Raiders are coming off the assembly
Oh,
line.
the new Raider aircraft, yeah.
Yeah, there's going to be 145 of them. It's even more stealthy than the B-2 that we have now.
Yeah, that's when I heard about it.
Yeah.
Named after the Doolittle Raiders, the aircraft itself.
Yeah, it's in production now. They've already did all the testing on the first prototypes. And they've got it down now how to produce them a lot cheaper, so they want 200, the Air Force wants 200, but they got them set for 100 at first and maybe 145 depending on the cost.
Made them a lot cheaper.
Yeah.
Everything's bought and paid for the lowest bidder.
Well, the thing is, those things are so high, they cost so much, like the B-2. You know, once they get a production thing doing, they can reduce the costs. I look at that when their jets can't even take over the Ukraine. That's pretty bad.
Yeah, this stuff's pretty weak. The helicopters, their hens are pretty good helicopters. Everything else is just wow. Everything they got is breaking down.